Hey there, have you ever wished you could speak English with just a little more confidence? Well, in this explainer, we're going to give you the keys, the essential phrases that will make a huge difference, whether you're grabbing coffee in a new city or just meeting someone for the first time. We've all been there, right? It's that moment where you want to say something, but the words just get stuck. It can be super nerve-wracking, for sure, but that's exactly what we're going to fix today. But, and here's the really good news, it absolutely doesn't have to be like that. Seriously, think of these phrases we're about to dive into as your secret weapon. They're your toolkit for walking into any conversation and feeling totally in control. All right, first things first. We're going to tackle the most important step of all, breaking the ice. I mean, this is all about just getting that conversation started, making it feel smooth and, natural. A simple greeting can totally set the vibe for the whole chat. Hello, that's your universal key. It works anywhere, anytime, totally safe, always friendly. Now, if you're with friends, you can loosen up a bit with a what's up, and for those more formal moments, a time-based greeting like good morning or good afternoon is just a nice, polite touch. Okay, here's a little pro tip, a cultural insight that's super useful. In the US, you'll hear hi or hey pretty much everywhere, right? Even in professional settings. But pop over to the UK and you'll notice things are a bit different. They often prefer those time-based greetings, especially at work. Knowing this little detail, it's a game changer for fitting right in. Okay, so you said hello. What's next? Moving into small talk is actually way easier than you think with these starters. You can go with a simple, how's it going? Or, the classic, nice weather today, right? It works for a reason. If you want to dig a little deeper, try asking about movies or hobbies. It's a fantastic way to find some common ground and really start connecting. All right, let's take all this and put it into practice. Imagine you're on a trip. The first big hurdle is usually the airport. So let's gear up with the essential phrases you'll need to navigate it like a pro. Yeah, airports can feel kind of overwhelming, like a big maze. But look, if you just break it down into these 4 simple steps, it's way less intimidating. First, you've got check-in. Then you head to security. After that, you're boarding the plane. And finally, when you land, you'll go through immigration and customs. See, each step has its own little script, its own predictable conversation. Okay, let's do a little role-playing. You've just landed. You're walking up to the immigration counter. The agent takes your passport, looks up, and asks you this very, very common question. And guess what? Your answer is super simple. You don't need to tell them your life story. Just a clear, direct, I'm here as a tourist, or I'm traveling for business. That's it. It gives them exactly what they need to know. See? Easy peasy. All right, let's rewind a bit. Now we're back at the check-in desk at the start of your trip. Here's another question you are almost guaranteed to hear. And once again, the answer is super straightforward. I am checking 1 bag, or 2 bags, or hey, maybe you're just bringing a carry-on. Just having that phrase ready to go in your head before you even get to the counter, it just makes everything feel so much calmer. Phew, you've made it through the airport, and now you're at the hotel. Awesome. Here are the key phrases you'll need here. You can walk right up and say, I have a reservation under the name, or if you need to, I would like to make a reservation. And definitely ask, what time is checkout? That one can save you from a last-minute panic. And of course, a super polite, can you call a taxi for me, is all you need to get around. Okay, now for the really fun stuff. Getting out there, soaking up the culture, basically living like a local. And where does that almost always start? With food, of course. I mean, who doesn't love trying new food on vacation? So to get started, you just need to ask for a table for 2, please. Feeling a little adventurous? Ask the server, what do you recommend? It's seriously the best way to find hidden gems on the menu. Once you're full and happy, just ask for the bill or the check. And hey, mistakes happen. So just in case, knowing how to politely say, this is not what I ordered, is super handy to have in your back pocket. All right, after that amazing meal, maybe it's time to hit the shops. This is another perfect chance to practice your English in a real-world setting. But listen up, because there are a few little vocabulary differences you'll want to know about. Check this out. It's kind of fascinating, right? What Americans call a shopping cart, the British call a trolley. The checkout in the US is the till in the UK. And that plastic bag you get, over there, it's a carrier bag. Knowing these little quirks will make your shopping trip go so much smoother. All right, here's your shopping cheat sheet. How much is this? Simple, direct, gets you the price. If you find something you love but it's not quite right, just ask, do you have this in a different size or color? And before you buy, you'll want to know, can I try this on? And where is the dressing room?
And if it doesn't work out, a simple, "I'd like to return this," is all you need.
Okay, for our last section, let's zoom out a little bit. We've covered a lot of specific phrases, but now let's talk about the mindset that really makes all the difference. This is about going beyond the basics. This quote right here, this is everything. Just let it sink in for a second. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's not about getting every single word right. The most important thing is that you're trying to communicate, to make that connection.
So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Just try. Seriously, your effort, the fact that you're putting yourself out there, that's what truly matters. People will appreciate that way more than perfect grammar, I promise.
So there you have it. You're armed with your secret weapon. You have the phrases to break the ice, to get through the airport, to order food, and to shop like a local. You've got everything you need to start speaking with real confidence. So my only question for you is, which phrase are you going to use first?